let's see here. Alright, testing. Alright, testing. Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video on the channel today. And today we have episode 2 of rebuilding the worst possible team. So today we are in the first game of spring training. So we're taking on the Astros today. Today's just going to be, you know, a good look to see what our roster is looking like, kind of who plays the best. We got a bunch of people that are really low overall, so really it's just kind of seeing who plays the best, and trying to form a roster. And today we're going to get a good look at our players. So let's go ahead and just get right into this first game, play a full game. Yep, that's fine. Yep. Alright, so here's going to be the big thing. Who do we start? I know they have Nicaragua lined up to start, but I kind of want to see, why is Lugo is like out of stamina. Why is that? Oh well. I kind of want to see Blake Battenfield for a couple innings. He's not like he's going to start the whole game. He's only going to play a few innings. So I'm going to do Blake Battenfield. Let me go ahead and write that down here. Blake Battenfield. This is a starter. I feel like he's kind of one of the more anticipated pitchers on my roster that I like. So getting a good look at him is going to be nice. So we're going up against Lance Lynn, who's a right-handed pitcher. So we're going to try to see as many left-handed bats as we can. Brian Martin, for some reason, is gassed. Calderon's gassed. Coe's gassed. So Gil, let's see, let's go ahead and start him at oh, Benitez is already a lefty, so never mind. You can play third. Our starting third baseman is Heineck. So in that case, we will see Gil out there. Hoekstra is a lefty. He can play first, third, and short. So first is a left, third is a left, short is a switch hitter. So we don't necessarily need him right now. We can go ahead and put him in at DH. Alright, I think I kind of like that because I want to see some righty on righty matchups. It's going to be nice. So let me go and write down my lineups here. So we have Carlos Benitez at catcher. First is going to be Pablo Navarro. Second, and this will get smoothed over by the end of spring training. So just bear with me for a little bit. Casto, Julio, Gil. Shortstop's gonna be CLabauff. Sam Turner. Alright, Dre Overstreet. Right field will be Philip Santiago. DH is going to be Kirk Hoekstra. Alright, let's get into this game. I'm very excited. We're going to take a look at the Astros, which their lineup is not as strong. If we take a look here, you got Tommy Pham in left, Nick Madrigal at second, Bohm at third, Trevor Story at short, JT Realmuto at center, at catcher, Katel Marte at center field, Bobby Dahlbeck at first, Brian Reynolds at DH, and Nico Goodrum at right field. So that's still a really good lineup. Maybe not as strong as their real life lineup, but definitely still a good one. It'll give us fits today, that's for sure. However, I feel like we could probably hold our own as long as we're patient on the plate. That's really going to be the big thing. Getting these guys their first looks of the spring. It's going to be huge. Alright. My hat is acting up here. Alright, so we're going to take a look at Lance Lynn. He's going to be the pitcher that we face today. Carlos Correa just signed with the Twins in real life, so that's interesting. But anyway, Leo Gill, the first baseman, is going to be up today to face Lance Lynn, and we're going to start off by taking a ball. That's going to be one big thing that I want to see from us today, is just getting a good look at the plate, make sure that we're patient, which is good to start off with the ball here. Not a lot of experience from our players today, as Gill's going to take a shot. He's going to get on base, as he will get our first hit. That's what I like to see. That is Gill. He's normally a catcher, but today he's lined at third. Batting leadoff for us today. He's definitely starting off hot for us today. That is definitely what I like to see. Next up, we're going to see Dre Overstreet, the center fielder for today, the switch hitter, as he's going to take a look at a ball. Definitely seeing some good patience already, and I like to see that. We're definitely going to be up against some good talent against the Mets and the Phillies, because they drafted really well. As we're going to go ahead and take a look at a strike, which is a 12-6 curve right there. Definitely, Lance Lynn's one of the better pitchers. He's not like, the greatest pitcher, but, he's definitely up there. He'll give us a bit of fits if we're not careful here. Dre Overstreet's going to go ahead and take a shot here, and that's going to bloop over to the left, but they're going to catch it, and that will be the first out. I really feel like our main thing that we got to focus on is going to be defense, because really, the bat's not going to be there all that much, as Pablo Navarro is going to come up, as this is his first time at the plate. That's going to be a cutter on the inside there, but still a strike, making the count 0-1 to Pablo Navarro. Navarro playing first for us today. He's going to look at another cutter there, but that's going to be down and in for a ball. Definitely seeing a lot of patience from our batters to start. I really like that, as Navarro will take a swing there, and he will knock it foul, making the count 1-2. High four-seam fastball there, making it 2-2. One thing with this team is that no matter the roster we form, we really kind of have to keep our expectations low, as he's going to be caught looking there, as that's going to be Lance Lynn's first strikeout of the day, as that was right on the line. So next up, for the designated hitter spot, batting cleanup, we have Kirk Hoekstra. Kind of an interesting story. He's a lefty bat, as he looks at a four-seam fastball there. He's an interesting player. He is normally a pitcher, but he can also play a couple of the infield spots, as he takes a ball right there. So we're seeing his bat into play today. He's not necessarily known for his bat, more the defensive player when he's out on the field. He's going to go and shoot it right back up to Lance Lynn, who will make the catch, and that will be out, as our top of the inning will be over, as that was a relatively quick inning, but still got to get one hit in there. Definitely like to see that, and that is for sure. So now we're going to get a good look at Blake Battenfield. One of those pitchers came from the White Sox organization in the fantasy draft. I feel like he's younger. He's definitely got what it takes to be kind of that good, maybe not necessarily rotation player, but up there, long relief at the majors this year. As he's going to go ahead and start us off with a nice curveball there, as he gets Tommy Pham to swing at that one. Tommy Pham, as you all know, is the Padre in real life, but got drafted by the Astros here. As Blake Battenfield's going to give him a fastball, and that's going to be just outside, as that's going to be a ball. Battenfield with a windup here. He's going to go and give him another curveball there, as that will be a strike, as Tommy Pham is now whiffed on two different curveballs. Battenfield definitely has some good stuff. He's going to get him to swing at the sliders. That's going to be a strikeout, as that's going to be the first out, as Blake Battenfield gets Tommy Pham to strike out within 4 pitches. So good way to start our spring here, as Nick Madrigal is going to come up for the Astros. As Blake Battenfield's going to get a good windup here. He's going to go and give him another curveball, as he seems to really be favoring that curveball early on, as nobody's really able to do much with it, as he's going to go ahead and watch Madrigal hit it right to the second baseman, Casto, as that's going to be the second out. So up next we have Alec Boehm, the prize prospect from the Phillies organization beforehand, so we're kind of glad that he's not going to be in the Phillies organization anymore, considering that we play the Phillies a bunch of times this year, as we're going to look at 2 balls back to back to Boehm here. Boehm is showing really good patience at the plate. Battenfield will wind up here, and that's going to be another ball, as that will be 3-0 count now to Boehm, as Boehm, who had a really good 2020 season, as he's going to take a fastball right there, as that was right on the line, but still in for a strike. Boehm's going to go ahead and smack this one foul, as that will make the count full at 3-2. Battenfield to wind up here. He's going to go ahead and give him a fastball. He's going to end up walking Boehm, as that's going to be the first walk of the spring training. So definitely you don't want to see that get too out of hand. As Trevor Story is up to bat now, the shortstop for Houston, is Battenfield's going to get another ball going here, as he started off really hot, but now he's starting to seem to lose control, as that was a curveball right over the heart of the plate, as Trevor Story will not be letting that go by next time, as that's going to be a fastball that he whiffs on. So Battenfield definitely having a good first inning overall, as he's going to go ahead and watch this curveball get swung on, as that will be a base hit for Trevor Story's. Battenfield's now walked the batter and given up a hit. Up next, JT Realmuto. Battenfield getting him to foul off. Battenfield seeing some really good batters to start, as he's going to go and get him to whiff at the slider, as that's going to go ahead and be a strike. Battenfield with the windup here, he's going to go ahead and watch JT pop it out, and that's going to be the final out of the first inning, as that is over. As Battenfield gets out by only allowing 1 hit, as each team only has a hit and no runs have been scored. CLabauff is up now, as he is the shortstop today. Lynn is out there for a second inning of work, as he's going to go ahead and see a strike there. This Miami team definitely kind of wants to see who's going to strive right now, as their roster's really kind of up in the air. As CLabauff takes the ball there, he's going to take another one here, so that's going to make it a 2-1 count. CLabauff is going to swing at that one, as he could have probably let that one go, but it's going to make it a 2-2 count now. Winsflin with the windup here. He's going to go ahead and get CLabauff to swing at it, and that's going to be grounded to the first baseman over there, and that will be the first out. So on defense, let's take a look here. Bobby Dahlbeck playing first, Boehm playing third, Story at short, Madrigal at second, Nico playing right field today, Katel at center, and Tommy Pham at left. So that is, and Realmuto behind the plate, with Lance Lynn obviously starting at pitching. Definitely a very solid lineup. I'm glad I don't have to play him often, as Benitez is going to go ahead and pop this one up on the first pitch, as Realmuto will do the honors of catching that pop out. Philip Santiago is up now, as he is our right fielder today, as he's going to go ahead and swing at the first pitch as well, and he's going to pop that up, and Realmuto will catch it, and that will be the end of the second inning, as Lance Lynn made a really quick work of the first 3 batters of the second inning. Up next we have Katel Marte, a very talented center field who can play second as well, Only issue is he's really kind of injury prone, but if he can kind of get that reined in and not be so injury prone, he will be a deadly weapon for this Astros team. So that's going to go right past Battenfield and right past the second baseman Castos. That's going to be a that's going to be a single for Marte. Bobby Dahlbeck up to bat now, as he's going to go ahead and pop up here off the slider that Battenfield gave him. So Marte will just go ahead and back right on up to first base. Up next we have Brian Reynolds. He's going to be he's the designated hitter today for the Astros, but normally he'd play in the outfield. But they want to give Niko Goodrum the look out and right. So 2 back-to-back strikes here from Battenfield. He's been really aggressive this at-bat. Back-to-back fastballs. As you can go ahead and get him to foul off there, as it's still a 2-0 count. And that's going to be a called strike 3, as that was a very questionable call, but we will take it nonetheless, as Blake Battenfield gets his second strikeout. So up next we have Niko Goodrum to bat, the ninth hole hitter, as he's not necessarily known for his bat, as he's going to go and take a ball here off the slider. But definitely a good utility player, as he's going to go and look at a fastball here that's also going to be a ball, as that will be ball 2. And that's going to be another ball, as Blake Battenfield's really starting to lose his stuff out there. He's going to go ahead and give him a fastball, and that will be a strike on the call, as Niko Goodrum is going to smash this ball, as that looks like that could leave the park if we're not careful here. And that's going to not quite be robbed, and that will be a home run from Niko Goodrum, his first of the spring, his first hit, as well as Battenfield gives up a 2-run shot, which gives this Astros team the early lead. Battenfield giving the fastball, as he got frustrated that he got down 3-1 in the count. As we see the right fielder Santiago trying to make the catch there, he couldn't quite do it. And now we roll over the lineup to Tommy Pham, as Battenfield's really kind of been losing control of his pitches out there, as you wonder if that really can kind of hurt his potential of being on this opening day roster. He's going to go ahead and line it out to the first baseman there, and that will end it off a line drive. But Niko Goodrum still got that 2-run blast, which will give the Astros the 2-0 lead. So next up to bat we have Sam Turner, who is playing left for us today, but he's a very interesting player that can play catcher, a few other positions, mostly just the outfield, as he's going to take a ball there. Lance Lynn with the windup, as he's going to go ahead and look at a third inning of work here, as Sam Turner is already showing a lot of patience at the plate, as he is 2-0 in the count. So I'm going to go ahead and call time here, and with that we're going to go ahead and look at the bullpen today. Warm Chase DeYoung up, as he will be the next arm that we see. This Battenfield's day is just about done. Lance Lynn's going to go ahead and give him a strike right there, as Sam Turner misses with the swing, as that was a really excellently placed fastball by Lance Lynn. Make it on a 2-1 count. Lynn with the windup here is going to go ahead and give a 12-6 curve, which will be a ball, as this is going to be a 3-1 count now, as this is a really favorable count for Sam Turner, as he's going to look a fastball high up, and that will be called a strike, as now it's a full count. Sam Turner showing a lot of patience in the at-bat here, as he's going to go and swing at a high fastball, and that will be a strikeout. Lance Lynn's second, as Turner could have had a walk there, but as the young, impatient hitter that we will often see out of a lot of our players, he swung and missed. Castos is going to go ahead and pop this one up, and the shortstop Trevor Story will go out into shallow outfield and make the catch, as this Miami offense really is just having a hard time finding any groove. Is up to bat now. We have Leo Gill, who had the first and only hit so far to this point, Hopefully he can repeat his success as he's going to look at a cutter high up and call the strike, which definitely was a questionable call, but still nonetheless makes it an 0-1 count. He's going to look at a cutter now on the outside, as that will be a ball, making it a 1-1 count. Excuse me if you can hear the rain in the background here. As Gill's going to go ahead and bounce it right back up to the plate, as he doesn't have a lot of speed, so Story's going to get it and make the easy routine play, as that will be the 3rd out. So in comes Chase DeYoung, definitely one of the more prized pitchers in the draft. He was taken in the 12th round, so he's definitely a hopeful to make the roster, as he's going to take a look at Nick Madrigal here and foul off that fastball. Young with the windup here. He's going to go ahead and get him to swing and foul off the curveball as well. DeYoung, the 27-year-old, was prior to being drafted. He was in the Pirates organization. He's going to go ahead and get Madrigal to swing and pop up here, as that will be a base hit, and that's how the 3rd inning will start off. DeYoung definitely not the most flashy of pitchers, as he's going to go ahead and hit the gap there, as they're going to test the runner, and he will go all the way to 3rd from 1st, as now there's a runner at the corner of each, at 1st and 3rd, sorry. Trevor Story's going to come up to bat here. He's going to go ahead and pop it up here, and that will likely just be a sacrifice fly, and they're going to go ahead and test the throw there, but as you know, there's not going to be a lot to test, as the arm strength will be definitely lacking with our outfielders. That is one thing we can say for sure. Their arms are definitely not the strongest. Go ahead and plug in my controller here. Alright, DeYoung now facing Realmuto. He's already given up a run this inning. He's going to go ahead and get him to pop up here, and that will be fouled off, and it is an 0-1 count. DeYoung going to give a slider here, and that's going to be just outside, as that will be called a ball. We're going to go ahead and try stealing here, and that's going to get by the 3rd baseman, and that will be a base hit for Realmuto, as Chase DeYoung's 1st inning of work is really not looking so good right now. Katel Marte up to bat now. He got a single in his 1st at bat. He's going to go ahead and foul this one off, and that will make it an 0-1 count. DeYoung with a slider here, as that will be a ball, making it a 1-1 count. Katel's going to go ahead and dribble it up, and this will be a double play, as that's not exactly something that we'll see often, but we are glad when we do get it, and that will end the inning, as we walk away with only allowing 1 run, sorry. So let's go ahead and get another warmed up. Let's go ahead and take a look at Joe Mantiply, who's supposed to be our closer this upcoming year, but we will see about that, as Zach Davies comes in to pitch, as Dre Overstreet stays out there, as he will swing, and that's going to go ahead and line up, but that will be foul, as it's kind of a lucky lie there, as that would have been an out had that been fair. That will be fouled off here. Dre Overstreet looking at an 0-2 count. High two-seam fastball there, as that will be a ball, making it a 1-2 count. Zach Davies, the Washington native, is definitely not known for his electrifying stuff, but definitely a nice soft contact pitcher that you like to have in your rotation. The Astros kind of giving him a good look here, as he will go ahead and do exactly what they expect from him and get that soft contact, as that will be an easy ground out, as Overstreet is now 0 for 2 on the day. Pablo Navarro up to bat now. He's going to go ahead and hit one hard, as that one looks like that's sailing, and that one is gone, as that is a home run by Navarro, as that is our first baseman, his first hit of the spring training and his first home run, as that will decrease the deficit by 3-1, making it a 2-run deficit now. Definitely like to see that. Davies left one hanging up there, and that is exactly what we like to see. Showing off the power there, as that looked like that was a no-doubter, as he knew exactly what it was as soon as it hit the barrel of the bat, as that one was gone, as that went 394 feet, as that was a really nice display of power there. Kirk Hoekstra up now. Definitely, again, as I was saying earlier, not really the best when it comes to the bat. So he's definitely got some development. But because he's a pitcher, as he's going to go and line it right up to the pitcher, as that will be an easy out for Davies. Hoekstra, again, one of those players that he's more of a pitcher, but he can play those other positions if need be. But definitely don't look forward to him having much of a bat. It's kind of the sense I'm getting. As CLabauff is up to bat now. So he's 0 for 1, as he's going to take a look at a ball. Definitely going to get a good look at a lot of players today, as Davies is going to look at an 0-1 count here, and that's going to be an 2-0 count, as CLabauff is 0 for 1, but he's looking at a nice count here. He's ahead and being patient behind the plate, which is exactly what we want to see from our players. So that's going to be another ball, as he's up 3-0 now. Definitely like to see our batters being patient behind the plate. That's definitely a good way to make a mark and get a bid to be on that opening day roster. As that's going to be high, and that's going to be a walk for CLabauff, and that's, again, exactly what we like to see, is that patience behind the plate. Up next is going to be Carlos Benitez, as Davies just got done walking the previous batter. That's going to be inside, and Benitez will foul that off. A lot of these guys are definitely more known for defense, and they're also more prospects and long-term players, but with this draft, we decided to give a lot of them a shot, as 49 overall is our highest player on the team, as Benitez looking at a 1-2 count here by Zach Davies. Davies will give him a two-seamer outside, as that will be a ball. Definitely going to make this series interesting. It's going to be a long-term series, as they're going to try picking him off there, but that will not work. More just to keep him in check, because he does actually have some pretty good speed on the base paths. As that's going to be popped up here, and that will likely be the final out, and it will be, as we still get one off of the bat of Pablo Navarro, showing off that power, which is exactly a good way to punch a ticket on to being on that opening day roster. Alrighty, so now we're going to go and take a look at Joe Mantiply, one of the very few players that have Major League experience, as he's going to go and face Bobby Dahlbeck here, as that will be a fastball right away. Mantiply listed as a closer, but with this team we're not going to be seeing a lot of closer action, as Dahlbeck takes the changeup there. Mantiply with the fastball here, as that's going to get fouled off. Again, not going to see a lot of closing opportunities today, or just in general. As Dre Overstreet's going to make the run there, and that's going to be an out, the first of the fourth. To that, we have Brian Reynolds, 0 for 1 on the day, as he's going to absolutely mash a ball here, as that will not be fair, or not be foul, and not be coming back, as that's going to be a home run. That's going to be right over the heart of the plate, right in that sweet spot, as Mantiply gives up a home run, as that's going to make it a 4-1 game. Up next we have Nico Goodrum, who is 1 for 1 off of a 2-run homer earlier in the game, giving the Astros such a big lead, as he's going to go ahead and ground to the first baseman, who throws an error. That's not exactly something we like to see from Navarro. He didn't lead the pitcher there, and that results in a base runner, which is not exactly something we want to see. And that's going to be a hit, as we're going to go ahead and throw him over to third base, as Niko Goodrum has good speed, as there's going to be runners at the corner, as Pham will get his first knock of the game. And that's going to be a ground out. That'll be a double play, only allowing one run this inning off of the home run from Brian Reynolds. But that is a good double play that we saw from our defense there. 4 innings in, and we've seen the Astros get 8 hits already. Both teams have an error. The Marlins only have 2 hits to this point. As we're going to go ahead and see Dillon File. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the bullpen again here. Let's get a good look at Logan Salau. Alright, so whoops, wrong one. So I do want to see some other players in this game, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at another right fielder. Let's go ahead and put, is Brian Martin at it? I think he was one of the guys that was out of stamina. Let's see, Frank Melton can play out there. Suter can play out there. I think I was going to have him. Oh, Salau is going to go out there. So Suter can actually go out there. He's a pitcher. But I want to save that for now. Alright. Let's go ahead and, let's guess we're out of stamina. Let's go ahead and put Frank Melton out there for his first at-bat of the spring training. Frank Milton's first at-bat of the spring. It's going to go ahead and be a nicely hit ball, but that will be right to Niko Goodrum, as that will be the first out for Dillon File in the top of the 5th inning here. Sam Turner up to bat now. He had a really good at-bat, just couldn't quite finish it off, as he's 0 for 1. So that's a low fastball, as that's kind of so far been his main problem, is just kind of swinging it really either high pitches or low pitches, rather than just kind of letting it go. So that plate discipline is definitely something to look out for Turner, as he's going to go ahead and hit this one, and that's going to be popped up. His Story will easily make that play for the second out. Next up, Albert Casto, as we're going to go ahead and get a good look at a new player here. Let's go ahead and take a look at Hitoki Awasi. So Awasi is a middle infielder, can play a few different positions. Going to go ahead and pinch hit for Castro here, or Casto, as he's going to go ahead and bloop one into right, and that will be a base hit off of a first pitch, as he gets a base hit in his first at bat of the spring training. Gill up to bat now. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Going to go ahead and take a look at a ball there. He's going to be ahead in the count already. Gill showing a lot of promise. He's been patient at the plate. He's 1 for 2 overall. Definitely showing that he's capable of being on that opening day roster.
Ball, that's low.
It's going to be a ball, 2-0. That's going to be a strike right down the middle. Sorry about that. The count will be 2-1, as the announcer said there. Or the ump, sorry. Gill definitely being patient, and I really like that. He's going to go ahead and pop it up. And that will be the final out of the 5th inning. Alright, so as you know, we have Frank Melton coming on out, And then we also have Owasi out there as well, with CLabauff getting his first look at pitching. Alec Bohm 1 for 1 on the day so far, as that's going to be a changeup, gets him to throw a strike, as Bohm is going to look at a high fastball there, make it on a 1-1 count.
Now playing second base, number 1.
That's going to be fouled off by Bohm there. Bohm definitely got a lot of praise for that first year in the majors in 2020. Definitely has what it takes with this the fantasy draft. Maybe this will be exactly what he needs to be the next best third baseman. Definitely has what it takes. It's definitely going to be a bit before he gets there, as Trevor Story is going to get this one in for a base hit, as that will now make him 2 for 2 on the day. JT Realmuto up to bat now. He's going to look at a high fastball there, making it a ball. CLabauff with a nice fastball in there. Definitely doesn't have the most velocity on the roster of pitchers, as it's going to be a low changeup for a ball. But definitely with this team, you want to see a lot of either strikeouts or high strikeout pitchers, as that's going to be a double for Realmuto, as that's going to be actually a triple, it looks like, and that will be an RBI triple, making this a 5-1 game, as this is really not quite going our way. But spring training isn't necessarily worrying about a win-loss record, rather than just putting together our best roster right now. Katel Marte is going to go ahead and look at a couple fastballs there. He fouls one off, as he is now down on the count, 0-2. Looking at a slider here, that's going to be popped up, as the second baseman is going to try to make the play there, as he cannot, as that will be a error resulting in a run, as Katel will reach base. Sorry, that was the shortstop, not the second baseman. That was CLabauff out there. Dahlbeck looks at a strike. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Again, one of those young players. The Astros really kind of went out of their way to get those corner spots really kind of solidified in terms of youth. As Bobby Dahlbeck's going to swing and miss for a strikeout, as that's CLabauff's first of the spring training season so far. Ryan Reynolds, last time he was at the plate, he got a solo homer. And he's going to pop out here, as the right fielder will be there making the catch, as that will wrap up this 5th inning. So next is going to be Garrett Clevenger, the former Dodger prospect, now in the Astros organization. Let's go ahead and see Eric Julio. I'd like to see him a little bit. Alright, so Dre Overstreet, we're going to go ahead and sub him on out. We've seen enough of him today. I'd like to see Marshall Harrington. Let's go ahead and take a look at him today. So Marshall Harrington, with his first at-bat, was one of the lower picks in the draft. I remember that. Let's actually see when we drafted him. He was... I can't find it, as that's going to be a high curveball for a strike, as it looks like here he was the 52nd pick in the draft, as he's now at a 1-1 count. Make that a 2-1 count, as he's ahead. Harrington has F potential on his player card. Not a lot to look forward to, according to most people, as he's going to go and ground out there. However, we saw something in him. He has decent fielding, plus a nice glove. So that's kind of what I want. Sorry, good arm and a good glove. So Navarro 1 for 2 with a homer on his day. So we're going to go ahead and look at Avi Bosarge today, the other first baseman, as Navarro really made a good case on the bat side of things. As he's going to go ahead and pop up on the first pitch he sees, and that will be the second out of this inning. So Kirk Hoekstra, the DH today. Would definitely like to see a bit better batting performances from him, as he's going to swing at the first pitch he sees, and that will be popped up to Bohm, and that will be the end of the top of the 6th.
Your attention, please. This change for the Marlins.
So out comes Julio, as he's going to look at Nico Goodrum, who's 1 for 2 on the day with a homer, as that slider will be called a ball.
Number 22, Avi Bosarge.
1-1 count for Eric Julio here. A lot of these players aren't necessarily the youngest when it comes to overall age, as that's going to be a fastball, as that will be called a strike for Eric Julio. Eric Julio will get Goodrum, and that will not quite be caught, as there's a blunder out there, as that looks like that's going to go ahead and be a triple for Goodrum, as they had some troubles fielding it out there, as he will easily take advantage of that. Tommy Pham up to bat. Now he's 1 for 3, as he's going to foul that one off. A lot of these players don't have any major league experience, so it'll be interesting to see how that's handled, as we're going to see the third baseman make an excellent play there, as that's not something you would normally see, but that was, I believe, Gill out there with an excellent play. Even though a run did score, we still see an excellent play from him, as he gets the first out of the inning. Sorry to get a quick drink in there. Eric Julio facing Nick Madrigal, who's 1 for 3 on the day so far, as he's going to look at a slider high, and that will be called a strike.
Ball 1.
That's going to be ball 1. Nick Madrigal, definitely a younger player, definitely got a lot of value to him, as that's going to be grounded to right to Julio, as that will be an out, as Julio, although giving up a run, has looked very solid in his first outing. Bohm up to bat, 1 for 2 on the day. We'll look at a low fastball that's not going to be called a strike. In fact, it'll be called a ball, and that will make it a 1-0 count. 2-0 count now, as Bohm is a very patient bat, which is very frustrating to deal with sometimes, as that's going to be a check swing, and they're saying he went, which I don't necessarily agree with, but we will take it, as that will make it a 2-1 count. It's going to be popped up here, as the center fielder will have to run there, and that'll be Harrington who will make the catch out there, as he's showing off exactly why we drafted him, and he is doing well. So CLabauff is out again, as we're going to give him another look, as he is 0 for 1 with a walk today. Juan Lopez is going to go ahead and wind up here, and that's going to be absolutely smashed. And that one's going to be going back, and he will not be able to make the catch out there. So that's going to be a home run for CLabauff, as he is starting his spring training off well with not only a walk but a home run, and getting his first ribby knock out of the way. First pitch, first swing, just absolutely rocked that ball, as that's going to be a homer, in a very similar place and kind of similar distance to Navarro's home run earlier. As let me go ahead and mark that down. Carlos Benitez is going to go ahead and take a look at a strike here. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Down 0-1 in the count. He's going to foul that one off. He's going going to ask for time here. So we're going to go ahead and go to our bullpen. And we're going to go and look at Gary Waring in the next inning. Benitez is going to hit this one foul, as that one was hit deep, but that was very much foul, as that really had no chance of being fair. Carlos Benitez, not necessarily the best hitting stats, as he's going to go ahead and hit that right over to Story, and that's the last person you want to hit over to in this infield, as that will be a routine play for him, as that's going to be the first out. Frank Melton came in the 5th inning, but he lined out, so he's 0 for 1 on the day so far, but he's hoping to turn that around. Look at a fastball right over the heart of the plate, as that will be a strike. 0-1 is the count, as he is already down. He's going to go ahead and swing at this. This one was hit deep, as the center fielder is going to have to run for it, but he will get there, as that will be the second out of this inning.
Now batting, left fielder,
Sam Turner, 0 for 2 on the day so far. However, we do believe that it is time for him to come on out. We will put Joey Bates in, giving him a look.
pinch hitting for Miami. Number 24, Joey Bates.
Bates with his first look, as he's going to hit this one, and that's going to be hit deep, as the left fielder is going to give that a chase, as he's going to try getting there, and he will make the catch out on the warning tracks, as Bates almost had a home run on his first hit, but we still get a good home run knock out of CLabauff out of that inning, making this a 7-2 game.
Your attention, please.
So Joey Bates is going to go ahead and go out to left, and then we will see Gary Waring in, as he's a 19-year-old prospect for us. Likely will make the opening day roster if he proves his stuff, as that's going to be a fastball, and that's exactly what we like to see. Trevor Story, he's going to foul it off, making an 0-2 count, as Story's having a really good day to start off his spring, as he's 2 for 2. As he's looking at a 2-2 count, he's going to swing and miss at that. That's going to be a strikeout. Gary Waring's first strikeout of the spring against a very noteworthy bat, that of Trevor Story.
The catcher. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Kurt Casale is up to bat now,
Number 2,
as Waring is going to throw a changeup in the dirt, as that will be a easy take for Casale, as it is a 1-0 count. Waring with a nice fastball in there, as he's a 1-1 count. Waring with the windup here. Just going to go and give him a nice curveball right outside. Good take by Casale, giving it a 2-1 count. Waring a nice 4-pitch pitcher. He's got a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a changeup, and a curveball. Definitely relies on that fastball a little bit too much sometimes, as that's going to be rocked over to Gill, as he's going to go and try to make a play here, and that will be done in time, as that was off of his glove, but he recovered well, as Gill is really showing off that glove over at third. As we see here, that right off of his glove, but Casale not with a lot of speed here, definitely costing him there, as Gill made the recovery in time, as he threw that ball nice, as he threw it almost 90 miles an hour to get it there just in time.
your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Astros.
So Eddie Esquivel is going to come in and pinch hit. Gary Waring with a nice 2-out inning so far, as he's going to go throw a high fastball to Esquivel here, as it's a 1-0 count, as that's going to be a high fastball again, this time finding the zone. Waring really going to be kind of one of those high leverage pitchers, if those moments occur with this team in the regular season, as that's going to be fouled off yet again by Esquivel. Waring with the windup here. He's going to go ahead and get that, and Esquivel will hit that right up the middle, as that will be a base hit, and that will be, I believe, the first that Waring will give up.
Now batting, first baseman, Bobby.
Bobby Dahlbeck up to bat. He's 0 for 3 on the day, as he's really kind of the only one who hasn't been getting the fortune of the bat to go his way, as he's looking at a 1-1 count now. As that's going to be hit foul, as that would have been a nice extra base hit had that gone, but he's looking at a 1-2 count now, and he will foul that one off as well. And Waring with the windup there, and that's going to land just foul, as that was very close, as that will be a ball, making this a 2-2 count. Dahlbeck really kind of hard to get out on this at-bat here. He's going to go ahead and check his swing, but that's still going to be a foul nonetheless, as that will be the final out, as Waring had a really outstanding outing there for us. As Cody Guerin is coming in, as he's already played, this was last year, he played in 1 game for 2 innings, had an okay outing, as Hitoki Awase is out, as he's 1 for 1 on the day. As he's going to go ahead and bloop this one, and that might bloop in again, as as Hitoki is now 2 for 2 on the day, and that's exactly what we like to see. Not necessarily always need to see the power off the bat, just as long as you get on base. That's really kind of the most important thing to us. Gil got our first base knock today, and he's been playing somewhat decent defense, I will say. But although it is time for us to take a look at Robbie Heineck, the other third baseman. Hopefully he can put together a good day as well. As Gil showed off the glove, had a couple blunders out there, but overall really adjusted nicely and had a nice day with the bat as well, as he was 1 for 3, as Heineck will start off with a base knock here in the top of the 8th, as we have a nice little outing going for us here. So Marshall Harrington 0 for 1, as he was put in earlier but could not quite get on base, as he's going to look at a slider there, swinging and missing, as that will be a strike. Harrington definitely, again, one of those players not necessarily known for his bat, can definitely get on base a decent amount, but definitely known more for that glove, which is going to be really kind of what we want, as he's going to swing again at a low slider there, as so far Harrington is really showing a lot of impatience on the plate. And that's going to be called strike, as that's going to be strike 3, as Harrington does not like that call whatsoever, as that will be the first out of this inning. Avi Bosarge, the second first baseman that we've seen today, 0 for 1 so far, as he's going to go ahead and hit this one right back up the middle, as we're going to go ahead and have the base runner from second come all the way home, as that will be a ribby knock for Avi Bosarge. Putting a nice little outing together here in the 8th inning, because that's exactly what we like to see, is Kirk Hoekstra 0 for 3. We're going to go ahead and take him out as well. Let's see, who do we want out there? Who's got good... Alright, so 37 contact, 40 contact, 40 contact, 44 contact, and none of those. So we're going to go ahead and put Gene Seifel out for the bat, as he has 44 contact, which is kind of what we want to see. We don't necessarily want to see you swinging and missing all the time right now in spring. We just want to see you put the barrel on the bat. Put the barrel on the ball and kind of just get on base, do your best, as he's looking at a 1-0 count now, as this will go ahead and make it a nice little look for the Marlins here in the 8th inning. That's a swing and a miss at a nicely placed changeup. The Marlins already putting a run in on this inning, as it is a 3-7 game, as they have a runner at second and first. And that's going to be a swung on and missed at the slider, so that is a 1-2 count now. And that's going to be fouled off here by Seifel. Go ahead and do this. And that'll be a nice take by Siffel. Sorry, I'm just trying to take a drink here so that way I don't completely destroy my voice box, as it's a 2-2 count now. Siffel's going to hit this one. That's going to be blooped out to center, and we'll see if they make the catch, and they will not quite do that, as they're going to have to run over to third, but they're just going to throw it home, as now the bases are loaded. So that's a nice base knock by Siffel there. So CLabauff, the switch hitter, is going to stay out there, as he's had a really nice day, as Jose Alvarez is out there to pitch. It's going to be a high fastball there, making it a 1-0 count. Marlon's putting together a really nice outing so far, despite lacking really kind of who's going to be on the final rosters. CLabauff really is going to try to get a nice sac fly here, as they're going to try throwing home, and they're not going to make the tag, as that's going to be a nice ribby sac fly for CLabauff, making that his second RBI of the day. Carlos Benitez over 3 on the day, so we're just going to go ahead and put Rodney Lynn in, give him his first look in the spring. He's going to swing at the changeup, as that's going to make it a 0-1 count. Marlins putting on 2 runs in this inning, as it is now a 7-4 game. As he's going to hit it right over to the shortstop, as that's going to be a routine play ending this 8th inning, but still a really nice showing. I didn't warm up another pitcher, so let's just go ahead and put Junior Santos on in, as he will likely eat up the final inning here. Brian Reynolds to bat here. He's going to go and take a look at a fastball by Junior Santos, as Brian Reynolds is 1 for 3 with a home run and a ribby knock, as that will be a ball. Overall, for being kind of honestly outmatched, I do like what I've seen so far today. We've got a lot we can work on for sure, but nice pieces here and there. Definitely will be putting that into account by the next roster for the next game, which will hopefully be tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to stream that game tomorrow, but there is no promises on that. Goodrum's up to bat, as he's 2 for 3 on the day, so that's going to be a fastball on the outside, making it a 1-0 count. Goodrum fouling this one off. That's going to be a nice changeup there, as Goodrum cannot get it, as he swings and misses the changeup, making a 1-2 count. He's going to foul this one off. He's going to foul this one off yet again, and he is being very challenging for this pitcher. Santos with the windup here. He's going to go and get him to swing and miss there, as that's going to be a strikeout, the second out of the inning. As Santos is also having quite a nice little outing. Tommy Pham, 1 for 4 on today, or for the day, as he's going to go and pop it out, and that's going to be an out, and that will wrap up the bottom of the 8th, as the Marlins have one last chance, as Michael Givens comes out, as Frank Milton's 0 for 2 on the day, as this is the Marlins' last chance to score here, as that's going to be called a strike, as Milton doesn't necessarily like that call, but he is still down 0-1. Givens definitely a pitcher with a nice amount of stuff, could be a good closer for just about any team, as that will be an 0-2 count now. It's going to be a ball here, as that will make it a 1-2 count. Interesting. That's going to be a ball here, as that's going to make it a 2-2 count. I have a classic rebuild league. We have we put all-time classic teams together We have fun and it's competitive. You should give us a try. For sure, man. That sounds like it'd be pretty cool. He's going to swing here, and that's going to be hit nicely. That's going to be towards the gap, but the center fielder will make the catch, as that will be the first out, as we're down to our final 2 outs here. It's going to be a ball here, as that was a slider, as we're looking at a 1-0 count. Bates 0 for 1 on the day today. He's going to foul this changeup off, making it a 1-1 count. Bates is going to go ahead and hit it over to Bohm there, as that will be an easy routine play, as now he gets pulled off the bag, as that will be an error on Alec Bohm, and now that will be a regular base runner. I do not have a Diamond Dynasty team. I'm more of like a franchise kind of guy. I don't really play online too much, so I haven't really started that up. 1-0 count now to Awase, who's having a really good day. So he's 2 for 2, as he's going to bloop it over to Nico Goodrum, and that will be the second out there, as he goes 2 for 3 on the day. Heineck, who is 1 for 1 on the day, as he replaced Leo Gill earlier, and that will be fouled off there, as Heineck 1 for 1. Not really had the need to make too many defensive plays, as they're going to try picking him off there, as he gets back just in time. Bates is going to try stealing here. He's going to go ahead and slide in, and he's going to be caught stealing, and that will be the final out, as that will wrap this game up, as we lose 7-4 in the first spring training game. And honestly, although we didn't come up with the win, I really think this is still a strong outing. Sure, we had some weak points in the pitching. The defense could have been a little bit better. We had one error that really kind of hurt us. We gave up a lot of hits, but we got a decent amount ourselves. We had a nice little run in the 8th inning. I definitely think it was a good game, personally. So I personally liked where that was going. Hopefully we can build on that, kind of look at other players, kind of use this as a good building point for the roster. Unfortunately, Blake Battenfield gets the loss. He was still solid. 2 strikeouts in 2 innings. Gave up 2 earned off the 1 homer given to Nico Goodrum. So hopefully you can kind of work on bringing that ERA back down. But overall, still pretty solid. So with that being said, I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.